Yesterday, I introduced you to finger cricket, a simple mental math game where two players hold up a number of fingers, and the difference between the number the batter and the bowler are holding up is how many runs that batter will score. Today, we are going to work on a more advanced version of this that caters for a wider range of learners and also will help you to think about probability a bit more. So to do this, I'm going to call it B20 so I don't get sued by the Indian Cricket Board. And this version, each player will get 20 bowls. It doesn't matter how many times they go out. And so same as yesterday, if I hold up this and it's Australia's turn to bat, we've scored 3 runs there. And if we do it again, that's a wicket. So you lose 3 runs on a wicket. So our running total was 3, now we're back to 0. If again I go out, it's another wicket, I'm on -3. Then I might get a 4. We're on 1. And I might get another 2, and now on 3. And on we go until we get a total after 20 bowls. So the more wickets you take, obviously the better, because you can reduce the team's total by 3, and then you swap over and India would have a bat. And so some cool questions that come out of this straight away are, what is the expected score? Like, what will you score on average if your game kind of goes as it should? Getting a wicket every sort of 5 bowls. So that means you'll go out 4 times during the 20 bowls that you get. That's what's expected. And so what will happen in a normal game. There's also some strategy too, because if India need another 12 runs from this point here, they need to score 12 more, I might bowl in a particular way to stop that from happening. So if I throw out a 3 every time as the bowling team, the best my opponent can do is score 2 runs each time. And so knowing that, it's if they, at absolute best, they can draw with me. But if they don't do a 1 or a 5, then they're not going to get that. And so knowing that, they might bat differently. But also, you can use some strategy in how you play. If you want a more advanced version, again, where you've got to manage wickets. So wickets, if you're not familiar with cricket, is how many batters you get in total. And in this game, we're going to just have 8. So this is called T10 cricket. So now you get 60 balls each, and you mark them off as you play like this. First bowl is there, and then the second bowl is there. So that represents 2 bowls, and here represents 6 bowls, which in cricket we call 1 over. So you get 60 bowls to score as many runs as you can, but you've only got 8 batters. So you could list batter A, B, C, D, and so on. And so if you lose a few wickets early on, you might actually have to play conservative. And this game is played with 2 dice. So you play with 3 dice actually. So the bowler and the batter would roll a dice. The bowler always rolls a 6-sided dice. And the batter can choose to roll either a 6-sided dice or a 10-sided dice. Now this is called the high risk dice. In this version, when you get a 6 and your opponent bowls a 1, you will score 6 runs from that. Because in cricket, it's pretty rare to get 5 runs off a ball. So you'll get, instead of getting the difference, you get 6. And vice versa. If the bowler rolled a 1 and the batter rolled a 6, well, that would be the same thing. Any other time, if it's a 1 and a 5, the difference will be how you calculate the runs scored. But if you roll this dice, this is called the conservative dice. So if you're batting conservatively, you cannot hit 6s. You cannot hit anything greater than a 4. So for example, if this was the batter's dice here and the bowler's dice was this, the difference is 5, but because you're playing conservatively as a batting team, the max you can score is 4, and so you don't score anything. This is a dot ball in cricket. That's what they call when you don't score any runs. So this is the difference of 8, and because that difference is greater than 4, the batter doesn't score any runs. So you have a 1 in 10 chance of being bowled out on this dice because there's 10 options. That's a bit better favourite odds of not going out, but you're not going to score as many times and you're not going to score at a high rate. So you've got to manage that throughout the game. So if you've got lots of wickets, lots of players left, and you're right here near the end of the game, you might just go all out using your risky dice versus a conservative one. So remember, the batter gets to choose which one of these they use, and the bowler always rolls a 6-sided dice. Now this activity comes with a whole bunch of extension questions about who you judge player of the match and different things like that. Let me just show you real quick. So you can get that on the Think Square store. It's $10. So it gives you the whole game instructions, how to score, then challenge questions about probability and how you take risks, how you judge a best player if players have scored a certain number of shots, or whether you can use this pie chart to determine anything clearly. This one, how you rank players. So if a player has scored lots of runs really quickly, or if a player scored even more but not quite as quickly, are they better? And then at the back, you've got these batting and bowling abilities that you can apply throughout the game, just like in T20 cricket. So you can place your field in certain ways that stops things from happening or whatever, help you get lucky and things like that. So that's T10 cricket. That's a more advanced version of this one, which is called finger cricket. I'll put this a download somewhere where you can get that. So that's a finger cricket one where you've got only 20 bowls. Otherwise you can play the mental math version, but hopefully that can show you how you can extend an activity to get kids considering different things and catering for some different abilities.